Hey everybody, Ralph Havens here, autoimmuneanswers.com. And this morning's session, we have a special surrogate, which means I was thinking about this one person while I was doing the healing session. Every Thursday, I do a session and send out an email. And every Friday, I do a session for everybody that's on this list and watches these videos and is part of our world, our Beyond Limits tribe, our soul family. I do a session every Friday and then it's on a video and then send out an email about that. So, you can be on my email list and you can click subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and you can be part of this every week. And today I had a email from somebody that's dealing with something medical, and I'm going to have more tests and then possibly some medical interventions. And so I was interacting with that energy and that information, and we'll notice what's different. I'll hopefully get a really cool email back from this person and find out what she notices, what's different. So, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened to all of us, right? To all of us. And some of it can seem pretty not so good. And we're thinking, God, why this? If you believe in God, like, why God, this really? This is how life goes? What's this all about? And, the mystics and in the different spiritual scriptures, there's this idea that if you're still, being still, you can know God, and the answer lies within. And even in quantum physics, in the higher levels of physics, the each little dot of the universe, every little proton has infinite energy and infinite information. So even infinite mass, which makes kind of a funny way to think about it. Like every dot has everything. And my friend who had a near-death experience, when I asked him what it was like, he said, it was, I just instantly knew everything and I was everything. It's like, you can't wrap your mind around that. But it's what the quantum physics says, it's what the spiritual traditions say. So how do you access that? And so what I have for you today, I've had many coaches and many healers that I worked with. And as I've gone through it and then gone through some of their work again, and then after many, many years, come back to some of them, I've realized that they're all saying the same things. And a lot of the stuff they say is, especially from the world of Qigong, well, from all of it, actually, little bitty phrase has the entire meaning of life in it. Little bitty phrase and the entire meaning of life. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's been right under my nose the whole time. And so many of the teachers and healers and coaches will say that 90% plus of being abundant, your money, your health, your success, 90% is the deep inner psychology, the deep inner game, the deep inner belief, the deep inner what you truly believe about yourself. And so when you think of if you ask the question for yourself, what am I? What am I? What am I? It can start to get kind of loopy because you're not your arm. You could live without your arm. You could still be you without your eyeball. You could still be you without so many parts of you. You would still be you, and you were still you when you were born, and you'll still be you when you're 90. So what are you, right? And so it can start to get kind of funny in the brain, but you can try this for the next month if you like, and let me know what you notice for your money, for your health, for your happiness, for how life goes. So if you're up for something that might be really cool for you, you can give this a try. So one of the things you can do if you want, when I was going through all my stuff, if I hadn't had severe anxiety for my whole life up until age 37, if I hadn't had severe anxiety and a severe sweating problem with my hands, then my course that I now have that's helping a lot of people all over the place, all over the world, the End Anxiety Forever, No More Sweaty Hands sessions, the online course wouldn't have come to be. And if I hadn't had to sleep outside, actually right here under this overhang in our house if I hadn't had to sleep outside right here for a year through the winter in the Pacific Northwest, and go through all sorts of hardship and deep inner game stuff around myself and my belief and what I had done and what I had created and how I had destroyed so much of our life in San Diego. If I hadn't gone through all that, and if my wife Jen hadn't said, Ralph, you have got to get happy because this is not working. If I hadn't had the terrible thing and running up to the mountain and looking over at Mount Baker numerous times and just telling God, just take me. If you're not going to fix this thing, just take me. I'm done. If I hadn't had these deep pains and these deep, like, just end it for me or let me know how to get out of this thing. Because I had a little baby and I had a wife. And it's like, what the hell? So if I hadn't had that, then I wouldn't have studied with even more teachers, more coaches, more healers, and learned how to be happy first. And the whole enlighten up and get what you want master class and bonuses and everything wouldn't have come to be. And, you know, if I hadn't had this desire to do everything right as a little kid and follow all the rules and go to the dentist every 6 months and take antibiotics because they told me to take antibiotics every 6 months because they said I had a heart murmur back when I was a little kid. And then later when I was in my 30s or so, late 30s somewhere, ended up going back to the doctor, my doctor, and finding out I don't have a heart murmur. I don't know when I ever did or if I did, but I didn't need antibiotics. That if I hadn't had all these medical interventions that I had, and all these trying to just do it right, and then learning that, wow, I was told a lot of wrong information my entire life, and hadn't gone down that road, and hadn't found the healers, like the medical intuitive people that I found that helped me fix up my body, my physical body, and then clear a lot of deep inner game stuff around the way I was raised and stuff. If I hadn't had that, then I might just still be a regular physical therapist. Nothing wrong with that, but instead I get to help people from all over the world and to really get the lives they want. So what you can do if you want, the three things are gratitude. So you can just notice everything and put a little dot out there, a little thank you, a little, I am so grateful for this, you know, for your wife or your spouse, your husband, or for your kids, or so grateful for your job, so grateful for the food, so grateful you get to sleep inside, so grateful, all these things, just like throughout the day, go through and just notice and go, I am really grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. And it's kind of a funny little thing. And you can think, oh, how nice, Ralph. What a nice thing to think about, right? But you can try it. You can try it for a month and see what starts to happen. Just start to be grateful for all these things. And then you can put in your mind, you can start a different rule set for yourself. And of course, it's a thing that just a skill that starts and you have to kind of develop it, right? But you can start to shift your mindset and just go, you know, everything happens for not just a good reason, but for actually for your benefit. Everything is for you. Everything is perfectly set up for you. All the challenges, all the stuff you're going through, all the way life is going, everything, all the people that show up in your life, everything is set up for good. Like I bought some, we all had experiences like this, bought some red plastic chairs for the yard quite a few months ago. And for some reason I had a cord in the truck, but I didn't tie them down. I thought, oh, they'll just sit inside this truck bed. Well, about 15 miles down the Mount Baker Highway, they went flying out the back. And so I had to pull over. The guy behind me, luckily didn't get in a wreck. He grabbed them, I grabbed them, I put them back in, I roped them up, and I kept driving down the road. And a few minutes later, I came upon an accident that had happened probably 5 minutes before I got there. Pretty big accident. And I thought, huh, that's interesting. Maybe that's why those chairs went flying out. And so, you know, we've all had experiences like that. And you could think coincidence, or, just got lucky, or, maybe you think that God is really looking out for you. But what if you had a belief that everything is for you, to help you, perfectly set up perfectly for you? So you can just start to have that belief. And no matter what else happens throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, let's do it for a month if you want. Just have a mindset like everything happens for me, for my good, for my betterment, for this is perfectly set up for me. And you could just, think that. It's like, I wonder how this is useful. So we've got the gratitude, how everything is useful. And then there's one more part, and you can practice this giving thing. And so I learned this from one of my coaches recently, these 3 things. And but the funny thing is, I've been hearing it from all of my teachers for all these years. It's just that I haven't put it all together. And sometimes you get the secret of the universe and you don't realize it's the secret of the universe. My Qigong teacher said, in China, you would study for many, many years with certain forms, and then the master would come whisper in your ear, just do this one thing. Just think like this when you do this movement. And it's the secret of the universe. But in the West, we're all busy, we're all rushed, we all want it all fast. And so my Qigong teacher says that, Wing Tong says that, he just teaches everything and gives you everything. The problem is sometimes you don't realize you just got the secret of the universe, You just got the secret of the universe. But it was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. So these are really big secrets that I've been learning throughout the last bunch of years from all these different teachers, and they're all saying the same thing. And so the third part is to give. And so you could think, of course you can give money, you can donate, you can do stuff, and not in a codependent way, or, enabling somebody to have a drug addiction problem or something and giving them money for that. But giving, and one of the things you can think about, everybody can give this, you can give your attention. So when you're talking with somebody, you can give them your undivided attention, right? When you're working, you can give your undivided attention to whatever that work is. And you can give one more thing. You can give your attention to what's happening in your body. Yeah, you can feel that. You can feel that. And so you can try this for the next 3 months. I'm going to be doing a what am I whole thing. I haven't even seen how it's going to show up yet exactly, but this is part of it. And so for the next month, I'd love to see what you notice if you do this. If you choose to do this. And so one is just be grateful, do lots of thank yous and notice what you're grateful for. Having their mindset that everything is happening for you, perfectly set up for you. And then giving your attention to whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, and your attention to what's happening in your body in each moment. So if you choose to do this, it'd be really cool to hear what you notice in the first day, in the first week, in the first month. I'm going to find out what happened, how it's going with that one person I was thinking about this morning as I was doing our session. And I'll send you guys an email if you're on my email list. And you can go to ralphhavens.com and get on that if you want. And all right, so let's get out there and live. Let's really live. Bye now.